G&D Media presents an unabridged recording of Inside the Competitor's Mindset: How to Predict Their Next Move and Position Yourself for Success by John Horn. Narrated by Timothy Andres Pabon. Series Forward. The world does not lack for management ideas. Thousands of researchers, practitioners, and other experts produce tens of thousands of articles, books, papers, posts, and podcasts each year. But only a scant few promise to truly move the needle on practice, and fewer still dare to reach into the future of what management will become. It is this rare breed of idea, meaningful to practice, grounded in evidence, and built for the future, that we seek to present in this series. Abby Lundberg, Editor-in-Chief, MIT Sloan Management Review. Preface. When I began helping companies design, build, and run war games, simulations to determine the best strategic course of action to take vis-a-vis their competitors, I was quickly surprised by the client's frequent response. Many claimed we could not use wargaming exercises, or that we couldn't role-play certain competitors in the workshop because those competitors were irrational. At first I thought it was a throwaway line, or a reference to the burgeoning field of behavioral economics, which highlights the foibles affecting human beings' ability to make the correct decision. But as more clients kept using this particular word, irrational, I realized they were not referencing behavioral economists' theories, nor were they trivially dismissing their competitors. They truly believed the competition were irrational. They could not wrap their minds around why competitors behaved the way they did. Often this statement would be followed by, "Don't they understand that's not good for the industry?" Or, "We would never do that." What was curious to me was that the companies I helped were large, sophisticated players. How was it that the companies that rose to be significant competitors to those I was helping were able to do so while acting irrationally? I even heard partners at my old firm refer to their clients' competitors as irrational, even though there probably were other partners in our firm serving those exact competitors, and likely sitting around with their teams calling the first client irrational. What was more curious to me was that I only needed to ask a few simple questions, such as, are those choices helping them to grow? Or, how does that decision compare with what you've done in the past? For them to explain why the moves made sense. Answers would be as simple as, yes, they're growing by stealing share from us. The client's past moves were always justified, sometimes because it would generate a competitive advantage. It was good for us when we did it, but no one else should. This common assertion of competitor irrationality didn't align with what I heard about companies' competitive intelligence practices. Most companies assert that they regularly conduct competitive intelligence, but we often observe that those same companies are surprised by the actions and reactions of their competitors. When business leaders are surprised, what I have observed is that they tend to default to assuming the competitor made an irrational move. But this is a mental trap. It is not often the case that competitors are acting irrationally, i.e., acting against their own best interests by making choices that don't maximize their objectives, or acting in a completely random manner. It's that we have a hard time viewing the market environment from their perspective, therefore making it hard to understand why they act the way they do. By applying some relatively simple techniques, companies can gain much better insight into what their competitors are likely to do, and thereby be better prepared when it is time to act and react in the competitive market. You probably have come across similar techniques in other venues, and even use some yourself, since we will build on the strategy foundations from the last 50 years. I aim to tie multiple ideas together into a coherent framework that keeps the focus squarely on the competitor. I will not simplify advice to, here are the moves you can make to win each and every time. No one can possibly come up with strategic guidance that works in each and every situation, because different strategic questions in different sectors and different countries require different choices. What we will develop is a mindset, not a plug-and-play tool. Throughout this audio program,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?